Starbucks manager who claims that she was fired because she was white won her lawsuit against the coffee company. The New York Times reports that Starbucks was ordered to pay more than $25 million to that former regional manager. Shannon Phillips was let go amid the fallout of the high-profile arrests of two black men at a Center City, Philadelphia store. Phillips said that she had nothing to do with the arrests at 18th and Spruce in April of 2018. But she accuses Starbucks of responding to it by unfairly punishing white employees. Phillips says that she lost her job after objecting to the company putting another white manager on leave. Starbucks denied the claims, but a federal jury in New Jersey unanimously sided with Phillips.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Wired here, back once again. I hope you guys are all having a great, terrific Thursday. And we are here to talk about one of the wokest companies there is, Starbucks. Now, if you don't know, Starbucks has been in a little bit of hot water over the past week with its LGBTQ stuff. They silently slipped the whole thing to their employees, saying not to talk about this and whatnot. And of course, employees talked about it, and now there were LGBTQ accepting. Now they're trying to roll back that, and people are not happy. And in the wake of all this, since it's totally not a good week for them, we have this article here. White Starbucks manager who ran Philly store where two black men were refused access to bathroom, sparking protests, is awarded $25 million as jury finds she was fired because of her race. And this is a story you're not going to see the mainstream media cover because, well, I mean, let's be honest here, it doesn't fit the narrative. There can't be racism against people who are white because that's just unheard of. That's, unfounded. That's not true. White people have all the power, blah, 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 blah. However, in this case, it seems that a jury of her peers found that she was fired illegally for, and the backstory is these two individuals came into the store to have a meeting with somebody else about some, I think, real estate. And they were not paying customers, and so they were refused, the bathroom. If you're not a patron of the store, you cannot get access to the facilities, which I think is a totally fair and reasonable thing in a capitalistic society. But let's read on here. It's very, very interesting. A white Starbucks manager was fired when her staff refused to let two black men use the bathroom at a Philadelphia store has been awarded $25.6 million. Shannon Phillips on Monday won her lawsuit against the coffee giant and was handed $25 million in punitive damages and $600,000 in compensatory damages. A federal jury in New Jersey, not really sure why it would be in New Jersey if the incident happened in Philadelphia, but anyway, found the company had given her the boot because she was white, which violated her civil rights. And, this kind of speaks to the narrative that's going on. It's okay to be discriminatory against people if they're of a protected class, or if they're not of a protected class, but if you're, white, it's totally, fair game. The lawsuit finally came to an end this week, 5 years after the arrests of the two black men at the Starbucks in Rittenhouse Square, Philadelphia. Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson had been waiting for a meeting when they were refused access to the toilet and were asked to leave before cops were called. Their arrest prompted widespread outrage and protest after footage of the incident emerged, and Starbucks was accused of racism and boycott threats. Which, I mean, let's be honest here. If you're going to have a meeting at a place, especially a public place like a Starbucks, which is totally fine, the least you could do is order a coffee. That's really not too much to ask. That's, what you should do. I would never even think of going into a restaurant, sitting down and just occupying their space without ordering, a meal, an appetizer, something. Because you're taking up valuable space from other customers. And, you should just know that. Ms. Phillips, who oversaw the location as well as about 100 others and would have been paid up to $200,000, was quickly fired, but in 2019 sued the coffee chain, claiming it was due to racial bias. Good for you, Ms. Phillips. Following her victory on Monday, her lawyer, Laura Carlin Matiasi, Madiasi, said they were very pleased with the unanimous verdict. She said that she proved by clear and convincing evidence that punitive damages were warranted under the New Jersey law. And again, I'm a little confused why this happened in Philadelphia, which is Pennsylvania, and went over to New Jersey, but maybe that'll be elaborated a little bit later. Cell phone footage of the arrest went viral after it showed Mr. Nelson and Mr. Robinson being detained inside the store after they sat without ordering anything. The arrest sparked protests and prompted more than 8,000 locations to shut so the company's 175,000 employees could undergo racial bias training. Oh my God. This isn't a race problem, in all honesty. I know Starbucks is a pretty woke company. They're getting a little less woke, it seems, from the current week. It's not a race problem. That's an etiquette problem. You should never go into a store and just take up their space and not buy any of their products. It's just, unless it's a library or something like that, some type of public thing. Other than that, you don't really have the right to do that, and they can refuse you service because, you're going to sit there for an hour or 2 hours, take up a table that could go to other customers. Just order a drink. How hard is that? Go to order a drink. I don't know how much Starbucks is. I don't really frequent Starbucks. I like Dunkin' Donuts a little more. It's a little more popular in my neck of the woods. But a coffee's what, like $2? Maybe back then it was like $1.50, something like that. Just order something. How is that so hard? Especially if you're closing on some type of real estate deal. Real estate's worth a lot more than a coffee. Ms. Phillips said she worked tirelessly to help repair community relations in the wake of the controversy according to the lawsuit. In her role as regional manager, Phillips said she oversaw around 100 stores across Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland. Okay? Maybe the New Jersey thing making a little more sense. She claimed Starbucks started punishing white employees who weren't involved weeks later in a bid to publicly prove they were handling the incident. Ms. Phillips alleges the firm ordered her to put a white male manager who had worked for the company for 15 years on administrative leave because of a race discrimination allegation against him. The allegation was based on complaints non-white employees at that manager's store were paid less than white workers. I'm going to go off into a little bit of a tangent here, folks. I used to work at a manufacturing plant, and they were very sensitive about racial discrimination, as they should be, because there should be nobody racially discriminated against. But girl I worked with, who was Hispanic, wanted to host a Hispanic-only party at the company. And one of the white employees decided that was unfair, decided to take it to HR. And that person was talked to about it. Now, that's not right. But I can guarantee you if it was a white employee, that person would have been sacked immediately. Because that's how that company was. I don't think racism is good in any form. I think we're all of the human race. We should all get along. We should all try to, be together, all that type of stuff. But there are different rules for different people. I've seen it within my own life, within my own work history, stuff like that. Anyway, that's my little tangent for the day. The allegation was based on complaints non-white employees at the manager's store were paid less than white workers. Ms. Phillips said she argued the male manager didn't have a say in wages. The lawsuit also said Ms. Phillips objected to suspending him because she said the manager wasn't racist and she had never seen him exhibit discriminatory behavior. She argued in comparison, the black manager of the store where the arrests were carried out did not face any disciplinary action. Well, of course, they probably wouldn't because, being a protected class, whether you are, gay or not white or trans is, currency. It's currency now. That's the truth of it. Ms. Phillips said the black manager's subordinate was the one who called 911 after the two men sat down and refused to leave after being told they couldn't use the bathroom without purchasing something, which is totally reasonable. She claimed she was fired soon after and told the situation is not recoverable. That's odd. Starbucks denied the claims in the lawsuit but was not commenting on the outcome. The two black men ended up reaching a settlement with Starbucks in the aftermath for an undisclosed sum. Oh, they sued too. Oh, they got screwed over royally. Anyway, Miss Phillips, who just became a millionaire for standing up for her principles, I definitely commend you. It's not right that you were terminated for standing up for, not only what you believe in, but what the company believes in and stuff like that. And you know what? This stuff really does have to stop. Whether you're white, black, brown, yellow, red, purple, blue. We should all stop seeing racial division. Racial division is something the 1% uses to control the 99%. That's what I firmly believe. Nothing matters any more than that. The 1% trying to distort the 99%. Leave your conspiracy theory comments down in the comment section about how I'm misguided or foolish, bigoted. But I don't really see it. I really don't. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening this long, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Later.